Many times we're attached to things in our lives that make us feel stuck and stagnant, and we feel as though there's no other way to allow what we want or desire to flow through without being attached to it. In this video, I'm going to share why letting go of attachment allows for a more free flow of not only your life, but of your desires. Welcome to Divine Earth School, the place where high achievers and spiritual seekers come to embody, embrace, and express their divinity, where I talk all things health, wellness, life, and spirituality. So let's dive in. Hello, 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 Mosaic Souls. Hey, Mosaic Souls, this is Rachael Alexander, artist and Mosaic Soul mentor and founder of Divine Earth School. And here at Divine Earth School, we talk all about making spirituality simple and helping you to step into your divinity and align your mind, body, and spirit. So if spirituality, health, wellness, and living spiritually awakened interest you, then hit that subscribe button and let's dive into this video. So today I wanted to explore a little bit about, if I look all crazy, it's because I just kind of woke up, but I was sort of conversing with my divine team and I got super inspired. So I wanted to turn on my camera and share this video and this insights. I don't even know if I'm gonna make this public, but as I was working through something of my own, something that was appearing as attachment was arising for myself, I was recognizing the energy that was coming up for me. And I wanted to share that because it was so potent and I feel that maybe this might benefit someone else. But a lot of times when we are having a desire or we think or we have something that we want, there's usually this sense of grasping and holding on to and attachment to it. And a lot of times we don't even know that we're attached to it until we kind of let go of it and we realize, oh, dang, I was attached to that thing. Like maybe you might be attached to a partner or you might be attached to a certain situation in the way that we have it. And these are all natural, like proclivities of being human, like being attached to things, holding on to things is sort of natural until you move into a different state of consciousness, right? And there's no right or wrong, like wherever you are on your journey is perfectly fine. As I always say, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't. But what I'm recognizing is in my own journey, is that attachment actually is a form of stuck and stagnant energy, right? And the reason why it is when you think of, I'm trying to give an analogy. I'm having this, I'm having an image of like flowing down a river, and all of a sudden you think that if you flow down the river, you're gonna like crash and burn, or you're gonna drown, or whatever, right? But actually the river is just taking you to where it, like, let's say you want to get to the furthest down the river, but you're thinking that like you're in a boat and you think that if you float down the river you're not going to get to where you want to be, right? And so you put an anchor into the river, or you put an oar and you're like, I'm not going to let go of this oar, because if I let go of this oar, this river is going to just like, obliterate me, right? So that's sort of the analogy that I'm seeing in my mind. It's sort of this stuck energy where you're just stuck in the river. You're not allowing life to flow, take you, and to allowing life to flow through you and allowing life to do its thing, allowing your desires to arise and dissipate, allowing the manifestation of your desires to arise. And the thing about attachment and the reason why it causes a stuck energy, it's like you're holding on to something and you're not letting it move, right? And so when you're attached to something, it can't really flow. Like, it's also the same energetic frequency. If I think of energy, because I'm very empathic and I am very clairsentient, so I experience things on an energetic level first before I can like verbalize it and things like that. So energetically, what that feels like, it's equal to attachment, and stuck energy is the same energy as the belief system, right? Bringing it to the mind body, right? Bringing it to the energetic mind. is the same belief system as it's not here yet. What I want isn't here yet, right? Or I'm trying to think, I can't have this, or it's impossible. It's the same energy of uncertainty, right? It's the same frequency of it's not here yet, it's almost here, it's coming, right? But it's the same energetic frequency. Attachment feels like it's a match vibrationally to the same energetic frequency of what I desire is not here yet, or it's coming, it's in the future, but it's not necessarily here yet, right? And so when we attach ourselves to things, we are literally stopping the flow of not only abundance, but we're stopping the flow of energy. We're stopping the freedom flow, what I like to call the freedom to flow, right? We're stopping that energetic, like who we are, our souls. We're stopping our soul's perspective from just sort of permeating and imbuing itself into our lives. And the thing is, too, because everything is ephemeral, everything is transitory, everything is temporal, right? Everything is temporary on this planet, right? Every situation, from relationships to states of health, to states of being, to jobs, to careers, to whatever it is that is arising in our lives, every life situation is temporary because we're only here for a certain short period of time. And I know that that might be scary for most human beings because most human beings feel like they would love to live for forever, right? But I guess when you sort of awaken, you're not really, at least I can only speak from my perspective. Being awakened, I guess I'm not technically afraid of death. I think maybe I'm more so afraid of how I'm going to die, but I think I'll transcend that eventually. But like, I'm not afraid of death per se, like the actual leaving my body, never coming back. I've made peace with that. I've experienced so much death in my life with loved ones and family members and things of that nature. And that has definitely helped me to be more comfortable with death. But, anyways, in that experience, it's also helped me realize how temporal or temporary life on planet Earth is. And so, this invitation of letting go of attachment is all about recognizing that it's not necessary to allow the flow of your life to continue to flow. It's not necessary for you to align with your desires. Being attached to a desired outcome, right, isn't going to guarantee that that outcome is going to flow. Actually, attachment is more of a signifier to me that you're not in vibrational alignment with what you desire. And it's not about letting go of attachment so that you can get what you desire. It's not about that. That's like one level of consciousness. It's really about freedom, at least for me, it is. And what I'm exploring and what I'm seeing is that when you know who you truly are, and I can sort of just give a brief, which is God, source, manifest in human form, right? That's a oversimplification of who you are, right? A soul having this human experience, oversimplification. But when you know who you truly are, my divine team is totally here, by the way. They're like, you're going to record this. I ain't even put on no makeup, y'all. I'm like looking bare and wrong. I was like, okay, whatever. I need to record this. But when you know who you truly are, right? There becomes the need to attach to certain things sort of dissipates because you're not deriving your sense of self, your sense of self, your sense of well-being, and your sense of abundance through external outcomes or factors or situations. So let me repeat that because this is super, super pivotal for when I got this at a deeper level, is when you let go of attachment, it's you recognizing that you don't need to derive your sense of self, your sense of feeling okay in life, feeling taken care of, feeling like all is well, feeling like I'm good no matter what happens. Nothing outside of me can really disturb my inner peace, right? It's you recognizing that you no longer place your sense of self in in external factors, right? You're no longer placing your sense of self in something that happens outside of you, right? So it's this letting go and this sort of shedding of old conditioning that happens as well when you let go of attachment. And it's not necessarily that you need to grapple with it or chew on it. If you want to chew on it, feel free to. But it's more so a stepping back and a expansion of awareness that allows who you truly are to flow through your life, right? And so when this is super, this has so many different layers. I feel like I need to do another video on this. But this is super important because it also allows your heart and your passions and your excitement to naturally flow without there being any stoppers or any stagnations or being stuck and stagnant in anything, right? So, as you know, I always say, hello, hello, Mosaic Soul. And the reason why I say Mosaic Soul is because I truly believe that we're all multidimensional, infinite beings having this very temporal human experience, playing this little limitation game of being human, right? And part of being multidimensional, I feel like most of us have multi passions. Most of us have many things that we're interested in diving into, exploring in this one little lifetime, right? And so that shows up in various different forms and fashions for different human beings. However, in general, we wax and weave and move through different passions at different stages in our lives. But a lot of times we don't even allow that to happen because the conditioning on this planet is such that it disallows your natural proclivities or your natural flow to happen because you're so conditioned to believe that if you don't stick with one thing for the rest of your life, then your well being will not be assured, right? It's very much so this energy of you do not allow abundance to flow by moving from one thing to the next, from one thing to the next, rather than for freedom flowing and allowing whatever desire to arise and recognizing that your sense of well being, your sense of abundance and the state of abundance and your sense of self is no longer derived in these external forces. So it's really a different state of consciousness. I feel like it's a more expanded state of consciousness. It's more the state of consciousness and awareness from our higher selves, right? And as always, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't. Take what resonates and let go of the rest, right? But it's really just about understanding that this is a possible state of consciousness, at least what's arising for me is recognizing that it's not necessary to place your sense of self and well-being in external factors, right? And freedom is such a huge value for me personally that I can see why my higher self, my divine team, has led me to this expanded state of awareness, and why letting go of attachment allows you to experience freedom, why it allows you to free flow through your life, why it allows you to move from one passion to the next without worrying about how it's going to occur or what's going to manifest. Another spiritual teacher that I listen to is always says something along the lines of, doing what you love to do without insistence on the outcome, right? And the reason why that, at least for me, why that's super potent is freedom, because freedom is so potent for me. It's one of the reasons, one of the my huge core values of why I've come and incarnated on this planet, is to experience the freedom of my true self while in human form. And what I've noticed is that freedom is restricted, or it's cut off, or it's felt to be cut off, right? Actually, it's always here, but we are conditioned to cut it off. And this is freedom to just flow and to live life and to do what you love to do from moment to moment to moment without worrying about bad things happening to you, and allowing abundance to flow in whatever way it wants to flow, and allowing your well-being to be fully supported, all that stuff, all these different flavors, and allowing your sense of self and sense of okayness and sense of well-being and sense of inner knowing of who you truly are on a day-to-day basis to permeate your human existence, right? It allows that to be more fluid. And letting go of attachment allows for your true self to really shine and for freedom to be um, experienced and embodied rather than reached for and grasped for and desired, you know? So, yeah, I think that's all I wanted to share is inviting you to possibly just, even ponder on it if it resonates, of maybe where in your life you might be attached to something. And and the funny thing is, that's a part of this journey, is that it's always expanding and expanding more and more. Like the spiritual awakening journey, it never ceases. Even spiritual gurus and people who've mastered higher states of consciousness are always expanding. That's the name of the game on this planet, right? But this feels super pivotal because for me it's the enmeshment, it's the conjunction and the synchronicity, and what's the word I'm looking for? I go with conjunction. It's the conjunction between sort of law of attraction manifesting world, right? And freedom, transcending duality, transcending um, suffering, all that stuff. It's the sort of, if you think of the energetic camps that you hear a lot in the spiritual world, it's sort of these two different camps. Usually you're on the manifesting camp and you're trying to figure out how to manifest, right? Or you're on the nothing matters, all is well, you've transcended life, and it doesn't really sort of blend together. And for me, this state of consciousness is sort of the melding of the two. It's the conjunction of the two where they meet and coexist together, where you allow your desires to arise and you play with them as they do arise, but you're not attached to them, right? You can, as it dissipates, right? Like a clear example for me is sometimes I have a desire to sing and dance, and other times I have no desire. I just want to just sit and be, be out in nature or watch a movie or whatever. So it's sort of allowing life to flow through you as it does without any insistence that you show up in life in a specific way in order to be okay, in order to get validation from other people, in order for abundance to flow through, in order for whatever, right? You've sort of transcended these sort of human conditioning, this societal conditioning, and you're allowing life at a deeper and greater level to unfold through you without any sort of secondary agenda per se. And maybe you might feel excited and moved to do something. Like I feel excited to share this insight. And then when I'm complete with this insight, I'm going to move on to something else, right? And yeah, that's what I'm recognizing, and inviting you to sort of ponder for yourself and maybe let that sink in, maybe if it resonates to do so. So yeah, I just wanted to share this insight of why letting go of attachment really is a pathway. It's not the only pathway. It's a pathway to freedom. It's a pathway to freedom flowing in your life. And yeah, if it resonates, as always, flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because you are divine. You are a divine being, and your soul knows exactly what you've come to explore and experience and express. So vibrate higher and remember, what you conceive is what you'll receive. What you expect is what you'll get. And however you feel is what will become real for you. So vibrate higher. And I will chat with you guys next time. And as always, feel free to visit me at divineearthschool.com. You can go to /resources to check out any of our resources and things of that nature, freebies, and or divineearthschool.com /classes to check out any of our classes and programs and things of that nature. So I will chat with you guys next time. And if moving more into embodying who you truly are resonates, then feel free to book a call with me at divineartschool.com/call and see how we can help you to start living more as your true self while in human form. So I will chat with you guys next time. Peace, love, and light.